How's it going, guys? Back with an update on my Shock Nova Inquisitor. I was going to wait for this first update until I got through the acts and started to gear it up a little bit, but I had to show off how crazy the AoE is since I've been able to throw on the carcass jack with the replica crew reward. So we'll clear through this down to Kitava, and build's not the most defensive at the moment. Um, Currently pretty glass cannon, but it looks good, feels good. It did Merc Lab, so my critical strikes ignore monster elemental resistances now. And I have an Assassin's Mark. Put on, I can use it to get power charges and absolutely wreck anything that has a lot of HP. So it just comes down to cast time, really. I could probably get that on a trigger wand so that it just will cast itself every now and then. I'll generate the power charges. Hey, let's go Kitava. Big damage. I'm currently using a few gems that don't technically work really well. Unleash is very just like once in a while, and then you have the Intensify, which you have to stand in one place to get the benefit of, and then I also am using Innervate, and that gives you a buff of flat lightning damage on kill for 8 seconds on killing a shocked enemy at that. A good link for like heralds and things, but it's currently in my main links. Actually, it's like I forgot I needed to take the lightning pin out. The lightning pin's not doing anything anymore. Put the added lightning damage back in. Critical strikes ignore monster elemental resistances. Oh, I'm gonna die. Yep. I was basically dead though. The unleash is doing me nothing if I'm just like spam casting for damage. Yeah. Geared up. Okay, so I geared up quite a bit. Got myself a shield with plus some lightning gems, spell damage, crit chance, life and resists. I had this dagger already. I got from heists. Big spell damage, lightning damage spells, crit chance for spells, crit multi, cast speed. It's pretty solid. I got a devouring diadem so that I have Eldritch battery, so I'm using energy shield before mana for use of my skills and stuff. And then I'm mind over matter as well to increase my life pool, like 4,500 roughly. While my ES is full, anyways. I got a Call of the Brotherhood, qualityed up with elemental damage, so converting 48% of lightning damage to cold damage. So I'm kind of splitting lightning and cold now, so I can freeze things. This ring is life with crit multi and chaos res. Gloves, life resistances. Same with the belt, life ES resistances, plus as much strength as I could get. I want the strength because whatever is lowest between my strength and intelligence is giving me flat crit chance. So I'm getting 309% crit chance from my strength being 309. So that's pretty nice. So that's why I've got strength on the belt here and on this helmet. I think that's it. I'm not happy with my life flask currently, but as far as gems go, I'm currently running Shock Nova with increased critical damage, Conk Effect, increased critical strikes, Unleash, and Energy Leech. This is to provide like leech for my energy shield because I've not switched to Pious Path, which I will eventually do. I'm gonna drop out of Inevitable Judgment and go for Pious Path once I can get things working out. So in my helmet, I put Herald of Ice linked with Ice Bite, Innervate, and Power Charge on critical. So what this is supposed to do is supposed to, like, when I shatter an enemy, it's supposed to hit other enemies and just by killing them, generate me Power Charges, Frenzy Charges, and Innervate. But it doesn't work very well. You'll see in this map that I'm about to run. I've got Assassin's Mark linked with Arcane Surge, Faster Casting, and Flame Dash, so they're both queued up in that together. I've got a Clarity, I've got Steel Skin, I've got Wrath, and then the rest of these are just gems I'm leveling for figuring out how things work later on. Speaking of which, I need to put this lightning pin back up here. Alright, let's run this map. T5 City Square, level 72 map. And see how this goes. I found out that Ignite is really hurting me on the ES. I don't have Ignite removal at the moment. That can really mess up my ES. And the ES leech doesn't seem to make up doesn't seem to do a huge deal of stuff, but sometimes it'll just randomly jump up. Like that right there. It just randomly like jumped. I don't understand what that is, how like something's, and I got like stun locked? How did I get like stun locked? I got the Pantheon. Okay, that was strange. I shouldn't have died there like that. Granted, I don't have an instant life flask, but I've got stock immunity while stun immunity while casting, and I can't be stunned twice. It seemed like I just got stun locked. But you can see that I'm not getting frenzy charges, I'm not getting innervate, and I'm not getting power charges. My goodness. My ES recovery is not like maintaining itself how I would like as either. So it's going to need some changes. So that's what I'm going to update on next. Let's hit the boss with. I mean, the damage is here. It just doesn't quite have the survivability as of yet, as you can see. All right, look how awesome the 3D art of this scepter is. This is an alternating scepter. So since I'm an Inquisitor, on the passive tree here, I'm creating Consecrated Ground, which applies 15% increased damage taken to enemies, and then nearby enemies take 16% increased elemental damage. So that totals to 31%. So effectively, my shock, let's say I get 15% on a shock on an enemy. That enemy is going to be taking 15% increased damage. But it's not exactly, because it's really only a third of that because the enemy's already taking so much. So they go from 30 to 45% increased damage taken. So the effectiveness of it isn't as great as it would be if it were 0 increased elemental damage taken. So then the shock would have more value. Because I'm already scaling this. So I'm pretty much getting what I would get from shock otherwise. So then I thought, okay, I'm going to use Secrets of Suffering on the scepter to turn shock into sapped. So I'm going to sap enemies instead, lowering the damage that they can deal. I did it just a second ago in one of these maps, and I can lower the boss's damage by 15% by using this scepter. I mean, I could also throw in Feeble in my curse setup, but right now this is set up for it's pretty much as defensive as it could get. My only other changes gear-wise were this belt, which is essentially the same, just on a different base for more ES, and I swapped out of the Call of the Brotherhood and into another life crit multi-ring so that I could use lightning penetration once I swapped out of Inevitable Judgment to take Pious Path. Now, Pious Path is really needed. It solves the ES regen issue because effects of or life regeneration also recover energy shield. So I can't run out of energy shield now, and gotten a bunch of life. On the passive tree, I went down here. I got the life and reduced cost of skills. I got the shield wheel. I got glancing blows, and I got unwavering stance. It's not absolutely necessary to do this. This is what I did, and I'm probably going to respec that. I can do it right now. No, I'll leave it. Let's jump in a map with extra breaches. These are juiced breaches from Atlas. Up here, increased area of effect, monster density, and increased chance for a boss in them. Let's see how this goes. I've toyed around with gem links quite a bit. I'm currently using Unleash and Intensify in place of Spell Echo and Conk Effect. So shields suck. Oh yeah, and I'm not using Blasphemy Curse anymore. I have Curse on Orb of Storms. And I also have Fortify, because I have a Scepter now. And I anointed chance to gain endurance charges on kill off the tree, and need my flask. Alright, here's a breach. I guess the reduced charges gained map because my flask is just not there. With a fortify, let me find out. Well, I'll show on the boss. The sapped. Hey, an Exalted. That's cool. This is a T13 map, so it's up there. It's not as hard as things to get. There definitely could be a lot more done with this. Damage-wise, I would imagine, because I'm spec'd into glancing blows. Alright, here's the boss. I hit it. It says 14% at the top. 14% less damage. I get Fortify. I'm taking 20% less damage. Big ups in the survivability. Just right there. If I hit harder, I can get it to 15. There's a 16. It all depends on the hit. But that's pretty substantial. And it probably does more than Enfeeble does, because bosses have reduced effective curses. I don't know about map bosses, but in-game bosses, this way of sapping bosses would work to reduce their damage more than probably an Enfeeble would. I do have a bleed flask. Just doesn't like to work. I mean, I am in a flash charge map, so I'm getting half the flash charges I normally would get. but it's working. It got to the point that I wanted it to. I can clear these breaches. It's probably not the fastest thing I could have done, but it was fun. That's probably where I'm going to leave off on this. If you want to keep expanding on it, I'll grab a POB of it before I swap it. Just going to level to 100 now, probably in 5 ways. And then I'm going to start SSF. So that's going to be my plan. Oh, I got a boss in here. Oh no, I'm cursed! Oh, I'm gonna die because of freaking silence curse. I want the boss. You can see I'm pretty tanky in here. This is kind of a mess. And then I died to bleed. Okay. That's gonna be it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully this character will be at level 100 by then.